Hello, welcome to my Monday Murder Show, Monday Murder Meal, and I have a privilege to have a guest with me today, hopefully for future more too, but she is the host of Texla podcast, and who am I speaking with?
This is Lisa with Texla True Crime, a true crime podcast about my home states of Texas and Louisiana.
And that's what we'll be covering today. I'll be covering, as if you listen to my past Monday Murder Meals, I do 3 inmates in Texas, well, executed inmates in Texas, no longer with us, and she's going to cover Louisiana, correct?
Correct.
And you have 3 for us as well. So therefore, Texla, Texas,
Yes.
Louisiana. Matter of fact, she is an inspiration of one of my episodes that I did. I don't know if you listened to my Derek Todd Lee, but I got some information from your podcast, matter of fact.
I did know that. That was a good episode of yours. I enjoyed it.
Thank you. Some other people didn't think so, but you know what? I'd say any criticism's better than no criticism. That way I know what I
Exactly.
did wrong. Plus, that was like
Thanks
my
for the
second
download.
episode.
Yeah.
So, but anyhow, without further ado, you know what? Since you're my guest, I'm going to let you go first.
Okay, and actually, I do have a Derek Todd Lee reference in one of mine, so that's funny that you brought that up.
Yeah.
But first, I'm going to bring up a guy named Sterling Rault. And this fine gentleman, who is now hopefully burning in the depths of hell, he ordered a T-bone steak, 12 fried shrimp, French fries, a Pepsi, and a strawberry shortcake.
Oh.
So that was a lot. But so this guy was an accountant and a father of 2. And his secretary caught him embezzling.
Okay.
So she was going to out him.
Yeah.
So obviously he raped and murdered his 21-year-old secretary and then set her body on fire in New Orleans.
That's horrible. Let me interrupt. Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
I know in Texas, they have last meals. You can request last meals, but they only give you what the Texas prison in the kitchen. Is that the same way in Louisiana?
As far as what I've been able to find, and I have the last execution in Louisiana, which was in 2010, they still get to pick it. And you know why they don't in Texas, right?
Yeah, and I actually got that. I'm gonna put that's not one of my cases, but I'm gonna bring that up and bring up what he ordered and who he was and what this foul person did. So go on. I'm sorry.
Oh no, not at all. And I don't have much on everyone, but basically he shot her in the belly and then raped her.
Yeah.
And so it was horrific. And he was let's see, I can't read my own handwriting.
I feel
He
you.
was convicted in, I think, 1983. So this happened in 1982. He was convicted in 83. And Louisiana is very quick on the draw. And he was pronounced dead on August 24th of 1987. So only 5 years.
Right. Yeah.
That's pretty fast.
Yeah, that is. Usually in Texas, like 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think
If
my
not
wife's
more.
uncle, it was about 10 or 11 years he was on death row.
Mm.
But money embezzlement. Thought he was going to get caught and decided to take her out.
And that's awful. And, I mean, he probably would have spent 10 years in prison for embezzlement, and he got executed instead by the state in 5. So
Yeah.
it's not a good choice. But that's all I really have on him.
Okay.
Do you want to go to my next one?
Sure.
Well, this charming gentleman, Andrew Lee Jones, was the last person to be electrocuted in Louisiana.
Yeah.
And they call the electric chair in Louisiana the Galloping Gertie.
I think I heard that.
I guess you have to have a fun name for it. You've heard that?
Yeah, I think I heard that.
But,
I know in Texas it was Old Sparky.
Yes. Oh my gosh, my dog's name is Sparky, but no relation. But anyway, so this guy was in a relationship with this woman for several years. It was very tumultuous. And she had an 11-year-old daughter. So one night he got drunk and he kidnapped, the little girl's name was Tamika Johnson, kidnapped her from her grandparents' house in Baton Rouge and raped and beat and strangled her in 1985. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The crime happened in 84. He was convicted in 85.
Okay. So they got him a year later.
Yeah, well, they caught him, I think, pretty much right away, but it took a little while for the trial to go.
Okay. It always does.
Yeah, and it's part of the system.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you get all your T's crossed and your I's dotted. Don't get the wrong person.
Absolutely, because you don't want to kill an innocent person.
Yep, and it happens a lot.
It does, and overall, I'm pretty against the death penalty. So I chose some that I'm actually quite okay that they're dead.
Yeah. So what's
But
this? Well, he was found guilty, of course.
yes, he was found guilty, and in July of '91, he was executed. And I couldn't really find his list, but there was a painting that an artist did where he did the last meals of prisoners as paintings, which is creative.
Yeah.
And in the picture, there was a double decker club sandwich, a honey
Hmm.
baked ham, and a coffee.
A honey baked ham, like a whole ham.
It was a whole ham in the
Oh,
picture. It was huge.
oh my God.
I don't know if it went down or not. And I don't know. Oh my goodness. I wonder if you could smell bacon when they electrocuted him.
Oh, maybe because I know some of that greasy food actually you get through your skin. Have you ever ate
Exactly.
a lot of greasy food and next thing you know you're just ugh, maybe. Hopefully they gave him a bath. I bet you gave. I don't know. It's a
Oh,
mess.
I don't know. But yeah, so it was, a terrible thing that happened. And I'm
Right.
very glad he is no longer here and hopefully burning alongside Mr. Ralt. And I get to use a fun word in my next one. This
Uh,
guy is Gerald Bordelon.
John
And
who?
Gerald,
Okay.
yeah, Gerald
That sounds
Bordelon.
familiar.
Yeah, I know that name. I know I've come across it. But this is the one with the Derek Todd Lee connection
Oh,
because unfortunately it's another little girl. And when she first went missing, they thought that she was a Derek Todd Lee victim.
okay.
Um, so this was in 2002. He kidnapped his stepdaughter, who was 12 years old, and drove her to Mississippi.
Mhm.
He forced oral sex on her, drove her back to Louisiana, and strangled her and buried her in the woods.
Oh,
And what really pisses me off about this guy, he served 10 years in the 80s for sexual assault, got out, raped another woman, 10 more years in prison, got out, now he kills somebody.
right. I think actually I saw him because I have an app on my phone called Infamous
Mhm.
America. You might want to check it out.
Mhm.
What it does is it goes around the United States, has like pinpoints of different locations of what happened. And I believe this guy actually came up on here, if I'm not mistaken. That's
I'll
what I'm
have to
looking
look
right
into it.
now.
Yeah.
And I saw him. No, that's someone else. That's Sean Vincent Gills, another
Okay.
serial killer.
But yeah, but this lovely person was executed in June. Oh, I'm so sorry. He was convicted in 2006,
Yeah.
executed in January of 2010. And he had Sac-a-lait fish, which is SAC-A-LAIT. It's a white perch,
Okay.
but it
And
looks like milk, so they call it basically the milk fish.
oh, don't
So
sound good.
I prefer hearing white perch.
Yeah, that's true. Did any of
Or
these individuals have any crazy last words?
Actually, the last guy said that he didn't think he had killed the little girl, but it sounds like something he might have done when he was drunk.
Okay, yeah.
So that's charming.
Okay. Yeah, it's funny right now. I don't know if you've been watching news, the whole Alec Baldwin thing going on.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well,
I know it has nothing to do. Me and my wife were talking. I
mhm,
personally think he should be held accountable for it because there's still negligence. When you
mhm,
said being drunk, if someone gets drunk and drives a car and kills somebody, it's
yeah.
still vehicle manslaughter. They're like, well, he was drunk. Let's let him go.
Mhm,
Alec Baldwin should have checked that weapon. So it's still negligent either way.
mhm. Yeah, I mean, learning about guns, the first rule you learn is all guns are loaded.
Yeah.
At any time, even if it is in pieces in front of you, you act like it's loaded.
Yeah. That's
So he
true.
did have personal responsibility to check it.
Was
Um,
9 years in the army. That's first thing.
Yeah,
Was
yeah. I honestly I didn't know that. So yeah, that raises that standard.
yeah.
Um, I think the studio should be held liable too. I mean, if I'm sure there'll be a civil case, and I think they should pay quite a bit
Yeah.
because apparently that director had a history of being unsafe.
The armor. Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a news article where she got into it with Nicolas Cage because she had on another film set where she had shot in the ground. She was just going to scare the horses off while Nicolas Cage was walking by, and it did not end well. He,
Mm-hmm.
because nobody, she didn't warn nobody. She just shot the gun.
Mm. Yeah, I
But
mean, it's a terrible, tragic thing that happened.
yeah,
And it bothers me that there's memes about it because I understand why it's funny to people because he is so anti-gun, but it's, a woman died.
yeah,
And
that's true. At the end of the day, yeah, that's what it is.
so, I mean, I certainly feel that if there are charges that could be brought, they should be brought because
Oh,
he's no different than anyone else.
oh, absolutely. Yeah, I only brung that up. I know it kind of
Yeah.
diverted from what we're talking about, but
Hmm.
just because you said he was drunk at the time, so I was like, well,
Yeah. And
let's
that's a
bring
good
that
point.
up.
Hmm.
But those are three interesting cases. Back to Derek Tagley, I'm just upset he didn't. He died of heart failure, didn't he?
Right. Yeah. I think like
Yeah,
in
I know he was
2016.
going to a death sentence, but he never made it there.
Hmm. Which is a shame.
Yeah, but yeah, let me see. Now on to my three. There goes Louisiana. So we got the la. So now let's get the tax. But yeah, with that being said, on to where you were talking about the last meal.
Hmm.
So of course, Texas don't give no more last meals. They stopped giving death row inmates, after this happened. So we're talking about Lawrence Brewer. I knew about this. I knew about this. I don't know if you remember what he did. Does that ring a bell?
He's one of the well,
I
I've
did.
forgotten Jasper.
Yes, I did not know that they were connected. I knew he was the person that was the last meal, but yeah, he was convicted of the dragon death of
Bird.
of James Byrd Jr. right there with the other two people. But I'm not really going to go in depth with him. But he ordered his last meal included two fried chicken steaks and gravy, sliced onions, a triple patty bacon cheeseburger, a cheese omelet with ground beef, tomatoes, onions, bell peppers, and jalapenos, a bowl of fried okra with ketchup, 1 pound of barbecue meat, and a half a loaf of white bread, three fajitas, a meat lover's pizza, 1 pint of bluebell ice cream, slab of peanut butter fudge with crushed peanuts, and three root beers. And when it showed up, he decided he did not want it.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, it outraged the senator at the time and decided, you know what? Never mind. We are no more. Yes, State Senator John Whitemore said, that's it. No more. Nothing for nobody. No more.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
Well, honestly, he should have been executed alone for wanting to put ketchup on okra.
yeah, I never heard of that before. Just eat that straight. Fried okra by itself is fine. But yeah. But the thing about Texas is I didn't know, and one of the inmates actually ordered something, but he did not get that. He ended up getting a substitute for that.
Hmm.
And because they only order with the Texas when they did give last meals, the only thing you can order is stuff that's in the kitchen. Whatever they can make in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go with that guy first. He's John Mitchell Lamb. He was 42 that when he was executed by lethal injection, 17th of November 1999 in Huntsville. His last meal was, let's get this guy out in my notes. Lamb Jr. He had his last meal. Let me see. Yeah. His last meal, requested 10 large deep fried jumbo shrimp, 2 pieces of garlic bread, 2 pieces of fried chicken, dark meat, one tossed salad with Thousand Island dressing, and a chocolate milkshake. But like I told you, since they don't do shrimp in the kitchen, so instead of the shrimp, he was served 2 pieces of fish instead of shrimp. So it's kind of like that one guy, Death Mail. His last
Mm-hmm.
words was, "I got spaghetti, not spaghettios." You know
Oh
that one?
gosh. No.
Yeah, I forgot what his name or whatever, but yeah, one of his last meals was they didn't give me what I requested. I asked for spaghettios. They gave me spaghetti. That was
Poor
the last words.
baby.
Well, let's see what this guy did. Lamb. John Michael Lamb. He was executed November 17th, 1999. You want to know his TD, and I do this every single time because this is kind of mushy. TDCJ 735. But yeah, Lamb admitted that he shot Virginia businessman Jerry Harrison Chaffin, 30, to steal his wallet and listen, shaving kit, in car. Yeah, I guess he wanted to shave. But he was found by cleaning lady in a hotel room on November 6, 1982, 2 days after he had left for Virginia. So he ran into him. I have more notes on this, but like in my past episodes, I try to do, these are just short, you
Yeah.
know. I might want to come back and do a full episode on this person. But yeah, he just robbed this person for his car, money, and shaving kit. But yeah, so what was his last words? All these guys have some kind of last word statements. He says, "I'm sorry. I wish I could bring them back. I'm done. Let's do it." So, and the second guy, which is that was probably the least one. Now the
Mm-hmm.
other guy, the other couple, I'm gonna get from least to worst.
Mm-hmm.
So here's this guy, Jose Gutierrez. He was executed November 18th, 1999. And by the way, can you see this book? If you ever go to the
Yeah, I do.
Texas penitentiary, there's this book called by the death row chef Brian D. Price, Meals to Die For.
I may have to order that. That looks very
Yeah.
interesting.
And at the end, it actually has some recipes that you might, and I'm still trying, have not made your gumbo yet, which I'm thinking about making today. Sounds amazing. But they have different recipes like Old Sparky's Genuine Convict Jelly, Chili, Old Sparky's Convict Beef Stew, has all kinds of different menus. Old Sparky's Tex Rice, stuff that he made for these individuals. But yeah, the second guy, second scumbag, goes to Jose Gutierrez. He was convicted on September 5th, 1989 of robbery and murder. Basically, him and his brother went to like a jewelry store and held it up, killed the cashier, and took off with the money. And went
So
to his
simple.
sister's house where they gave her some jewelry to be quiet. But then the police got an anonymous call, anonymous, get my
Mhm.
hashtags, anonymous call about what happened. So they quickly arrested him and they found him guilty of capital murder because, Texas don't mess around. Anything with murder and something with aggravating, maybe stealing, rape, you're going to get. But let's see and I see a lot of people with the same thing with double meat cheeseburgers. So his last meal was two double meat cheeseburgers with bacon and all vegetables, French fries, five jalapenos, five pieces of fried chicken, white and dark, three buttermilk biscuits, a steak, and two cans of Coke. He
Good
was
grief.
not served the steak. So no steak for this asshole. I know a lot of them, when they do order steak, they usually get like chop steak.
Oh, okay, so they weren't getting like T-bones.
No, no T-bone, no filet, no nothing. That's one of the things I was wondering if Louisiana did the same thing. If
Yeah, my
you're,
first one had a T-bone,
oh,
I think.
damn it, I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. Was that a cat attack?
Okay, that's going to stay in there because my kitty attacked me and yanked my earbuds out of my head.
Well, I have my feral schnauzer on my knee right now, so
Yeah, let me see where I was at. But yeah, they get playful. But like I said, and I mentioned this to Mrs. Mann before. Lisa.
hmm hmm
But yeah, I don't edit. I try to just keep this free flowing. So just you get what you get. If you don't like it, then I guess you can get.
But
But
thanks
you
for the
stick around.
compliment.
But yeah, and that's why I was asking you about Louisiana. I know I did some episodes in Arkansas, and I
hmm
think everybody orders from the same. They don't order from the kitchen. They order from a burger place down the road, and they all usually get the same thing. They must have some good food there. I don't know.
They
But yeah, this
must.
man spent 9 years on death row.
It's a pretty long time in Texas.
Yeah. He was 39. His last statement was, and some of these, you know what? I'm not going to read it. Yeah, I'm going to read it because this sounds crazy. He says, Mama Isabel told me to tell you, hello, hello, holy, 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 Lord God Almighty. Early in the morning, our song, well, he just sings a song, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to bore you with all this. Just a whole, at the end, now, Father, unto thy hands I commit thy spirit. Amen. So he just pretty much preached to him, pretty much.
Isn't that what Jesus said at the end? I commit my spirit.
Yeah, I think he just matter of fact, I think all he did was say Jesus's last statement on the cross as well.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Oh,
if I was thinking if I was there, I'd probably break through the glass and just hurry up and push the syringe myself. Shut this guy up.
yeah.
But finally, David Martin Long, he was executed December 8th, 1999. His number was 862. But yeah, he was convicted on September 27th, 1986 of slaying three women in Lancaster. And the worst thing about it was one of them was an elderly lady who
Hmm.
was, I believe her cousin definitely, I can't remember if she was blind or deaf. I think she was blind,
Oh,
hearing. But yeah, so let's start, convicted of September 27, 1982 hack slaying of three women in Lancaster. Is a Dallas suburb killed Donna Sue Jester, 38, her blind cousin, Delphi Lawrence Jester, 64, but she can only get around with a walker.
oh, that's
And
awful.
yeah, and Laura Lee Owens, a 20-year-old drifter. So she was also a drifter. Now with this, the way that he would hit up there was he was hitchhiking, and Donna actually picked him up, and he said he had nowhere to go, so she brought him home. Here, you have a place to stay with me. And then one day he just, while everybody was at work in the house on the 1010 Bayport, all were hacked to death with a hatchet by Long after he grew tired of hearing them argue.
Oh my Lord.
He got tired long after lived at the house since September 1998. He stole a purse, money, a car from the residence. After the killing, he was arrested about a month later in Austin. During his trial, Long, who called the triple homicides a satanic experience. And
That's
he said he will kill again if not given the death penalty. Well, they gave him the death penalty, and he was executed, and he had four BLTs, potato chips, and iced tea. I wonder if the iced tea was sweet or unsweet.
I hope it was unsweet and I hope it was bad.
Bitter, burnt.
Bitter, yeah. Although I do drink unsweet tea, but
Me too.
yeah, it's not good if it's bitter. I hope his was really bitter.
Stale, old. Yeah, I started
Oh,
drinking unsweet tea because I just got I used to go to restaurants, and with all the ice, I just got too lazy to put in trying to mix it up because cold. So just unsweet,
mm-hmm.
and not like Texas down here. How in Louisiana is they have so much sugar in our tea, it's diabetic fat, like a pound of
Right.
sugar is ridiculous. Well, let's see what this asshole's last words was. He and just sorry, sorry, y'all. I think I've tried everything I could do to get in touch with y'all to express how sorry I am. I never was right after the incident happened. I sent the letter to somebody, a letter outlining what I feel about everything. But anyway, I just wanted right after I went after that to apologize to you. I am real sorry for it. I was raised by the California Youth Authority, so he's blaming California why he did. I can't really pinpoint where it started, what happened, but really believe that just the bottom line, what happened to me in California, I was the reformatory schools, penitentiary, and they create monsters there. That's all I have. Nothing else to say. Thanks for coming, Jack. I don't know who Jack is. They never really went in detail about that. Well, yeah, see how it went from one guy killing a guy in a hotel, kind of escalated.
That's insane. And
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what we can do to stop people like this before it gets that bad. It's just our system is so, it's not set up to be rehabilitative. It's set
No,
up to be so punitive that they just get pissed off and learn how to be better criminals while in the system instead of receiving the mental health treatment they need. But I mean,
it's all about money.
It's
because
awful. Yeah, I
all that
agree.
costs money,
Mm-hmm.
right? And all that. And I don't think they really think of that, and they really think of the long term about them. Eventually, these individuals will have to get out.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, I was going to cover this one case, but I think I'm going to cover uh, what is I can't think if he was. Let me see if I can get his name up real quick. Probably not. Oh, there he is. I was going to cover him a little short, but I think this guy definitely needs a full episode. His
Hmm.
name is Kenneth Allen McDuff.
Yes,
He
I
was.
know who he is. Yeah.
If you go to my Facebook page, you'll see I actually visited his grave.
Hmm.
He's buried in Houston with all the death row inmates. I saw Henry Lucas was there, so I saw him, and then I visited. Yeah, which I'm gonna start doing that on my TikTok. I started a TikTok channel,
Hmm.
scenery, cemeteries, and sites.
Oh, that's a good idea.
hmm That's
You
one
might want to
right
do it
now.
before you. Yeah, you need to do that before people steal the idea from you.
Exactly. But yeah, since I travel around the United States, I do a
Hmm.
lot of sceneries, of course, cemeteries when I can, and then sites. I
Hmm.
go to different sites and whatnot. Is that your kitty?
Yep, she's meowing. She's like, "Where are you?"
I need help. Well, those are
Hey,
my
Mom.
three scumbags. This is
Mhm.
what I plan on doing every Monday. Like I said, Monday murder meal.
I
What do you
like
think
it.
of it?
I like it. It sadly makes me a little hungry. So,
Oh, I guess we better let you go eat. I'm gonna make me some. Well, I'm gonna go. By the way, I'm gonna say this right now before. If you go to Apple iPods and you give a review for Texla, what would you do for these people?
I will send them my gumbo recipe, which I had a former mother-in-law who was through and through Cajun, and my husband at the time said it was better than hers.
Oh, there you go. And
You can't
I
get
have
much
not
better
quite
than
made it
that.
myself, but I looked at the ingredients and I have to say it sounds amazing.
Well, thank you. It
So
is.
go ahead and do that, and also go listen to your podcast. You plan on doing anything soon?
Yeah, I've got about 30 episodes out total that people can binge and laugh at the quality, and that's perfectly fine. But I do hope to get some out. I'm just not going to be regular. I've got a high school athlete kid and a really busy job. So,
Yeah. It's funny. I had to go back to truck driving just to record my podcast again. I just didn't
mhm,
have time being a dumb truck driver. I was working by the time I got home and it was
you're
a
just
mess.
done. Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
I look forward to joining you maybe one time on Texla.
Absolutely. Might need to do like a revisited Derek Todd Lee
Yeah. Yeah.
because you
Cause I
can
was
do
kind of,
so much on that guy.
there is, and I was kind of new on it.
Hmm.
So I try to get as much as I can, but anyhow,
We'll
but
figure it out.
thank you for joining me. I do appreciate it as
Well,
always.
thank you for having me.
And can they find you?
I have to remember all my things now. I'm not as active on social media as I would like to be. So, probably the best way is Texla True Crime Pod at gmail.com. It will alert me on my phone and I will get right back to you unless you call me a bad name. And in which case, I just, please spell it correctly.
If they call you a bad name, let me know so I could block them. I don't want to hear all that mess. Of course, anywhere you can find podcasts on me. Also, I have a YouTube channel now. I didn't know if you were that Truck Stop Murder,
Didn't know that.
which I'm trying to build up because I want to go live, but you need 1,000 subscribers to go live. So
I think,
YouTube, I have my TikTok. Right now, my TikTok is Gary Howard 6886, but I'm going to
okay.
change that. And everywhere else, and it's truckstopmurder at gmail.com.
Well, I will follow you.
Awesome.
I think I do follow your YouTube, but I'll find you on TikTok.
Awesome. All
All
right.
right.
Well, thank you for joining me on one type. You sound like your cat's hungry, and all my cats are going crazy. And how do you end your podcast? Do you have like a final state saying?
I just say leave the world a little bit better than you did this morning. And always, always, always watch out for motorcycles on the road.
And I always say you can't fix stupid, but you can sure numb it with a 2x4. We're out of here.